At the beginning of the movie, we meet a girl driving along a scenic road surrounded by mountains. Suddenly, a landslide occurs, causing her car to slip and get stuck on the edge of a cliff. Severely injured and unable to move, she seems trapped with no hope of escape. Just then, a rescue helicopter arrives. Ray, the leader of the rescue team and the movie's main character, steps in. He sends one of his team members to rescue the girl, and though the girl is saved, the rescuer gets trapped in the process. Ray heroically takes matters into his own hands, hanging from a rope suspended from the helicopter to save both the rescuer and the girl. They successfully return to the helicopter, but in the chaos, the girl loses her phone down the mountainside. The movie then shifts to Dr. Lawrence, a seismologist at California University. He teaches his students about the destructive earthquake that hit California in 1964, explaining that it was so powerful it was comparable to the detonation of multiple atomic bombs. Dr. Lawrence stresses that earthquakes like that one occur approximately every 150 years. He warns that California, particularly along the San Andreas fault line, is at great risk due to the tectonic plates underneath. A while later, Dr. Lawrence is informed of an impending earthquake and rushes to a nearby dam with his colleague to measure its intensity. They begin recording unusual seismic activity, and before they can react, a massive earthquake strikes. The tremors signal imminent disaster. Everyone tries to escape, including Dr. Lawrence's colleague, who sees a young girl trapped in the dam. He rushes to save her, but another quake hits. He manages to push the girl towards Dr. Lawrence, but the dam collapses, killing both him and Dr. Lawrence. We then return to Ray, who receives an urgent message about the dam disaster, which has trapped many people. Before rushing to the scene, Ray checks in with his daughter, Blake, who now lives with her mother, Emma, following Ray and Emma's divorce. Blake lives with Emma and her new boyfriend, Daniel. Daniel is planning to take Emma and Blake to San Francisco for a meeting. Once there, Blake meets two boys, Ben and his younger brother, and they quickly become friends. Meanwhile, news of the dam disaster spreads worldwide. A reporter approaches Dr. Lawrence for an interview, but he's interrupted when his students arrive with a report predicting an even larger earthquake about to strike the San Andreas fault. This quake is expected to be catastrophic, with the potential to engulf entire cities. There's barely any time to warn or evacuate people. As the earthquake hits, we see Emma at a restaurant on the top floor of a tall building. Everything around her begins to shake violently, and the building appears to be on the verge of collapsing. Emma quickly calls Ray, who promises to come and rescue her. As buildings fall and panic ensues, Emma heads to the rooftop, hoping Ray will arrive in time. When she reaches the top, she finds that the building has partially collapsed, with people clinging to ledges and falling. Just as things seem hopeless, Ray arrives in his helicopter, throwing a net toward Emma and pulling her up just in time before the building crumbles completely. From the helicopter, Ray and Emma witness the devastation below, as most of the city lies in ruins. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, Blake is with Daniel when another powerful earthquake hits. The ground opens up and their car falls into a hole. Daniel manages to escape, but he abandons Blake, running off to save himself amidst the chaos. Fortunately, Ben, the boy Blake had befriended earlier, sees her trapped, and with his brother's help, manages to pull her to safety. After escaping, Blake contacts Ray, begging for help. Ray instructs her to head to higher ground, assuring her that he and Emma are on their way. As they race to San Francisco, Dr. Lawrence warns that the worst is yet to come, and a much larger earthquake is imminent. Upon reaching San Francisco, Ray and Emma face another obstacle. A massive tsunami is forming. Ray expertly navigates their boat over the towering wave, dodging a gigantic ship that nearly crashes into them. However, when they reach the area where Blake is, they cannot find her. Trapped inside a building, Blake sees her parents but can't call out due to the thick glass windows. As Ray and Emma begin to leave, Emma notices a green laser beam, a signal from Blake. Realizing where she is, they turn back. Before they can act, another wave hits, flooding the building where Blake is trapped. Ray dives into the water to save her, while Emma smashes the glass and pulls her out. Blake, unconscious, is resuscitated by Ray, and the family escapes the collapsing building on their boat. In the aftermath, the earthquakes and tsunami have finally subsided. The city is in ruins, but rescue teams are on the scene to help the survivors. Ray and his family, along with Blake's friends Ben and his brother, have all survived. Ben, who has lost his family, is welcomed into Ray's family, and Blake, who has developed feelings for him, is happy with this new arrangement. The movie ends with the family safe and together, having survived the unimaginable disaster.